Even in Uttarakashi, a few brave men from the army took up the task of rescuing a horse that was in fact being swept away in the flowing water. Bikers washed away. People riding on a bike love to take risks, and it was probably the same with this biker too. But it was a risk he shouldn't have taken. Not just the army, this cop too was seen rescuing a man. As JCB saves people. People rescue stranded cows. This was the scene in Himachal Pradesh after sudden and heavy rains. Maharashtra had drowned due to rain fury. Come on! 107 people rescued in Vasai. 107 people who were stuck in Vasai's Chinchoti waterfall were rescued amidst flood and dangerously flowing water. On the other hand, 3 people were rescued from drowning after their car had crashed due to the floods. This was indeed a scary rescue operation. In Navi Mumbai, as the car got submerged in the flood, people gathered and immediately rushed to help those who could have been easily swept away. All of these not just make us think about the dangers of nature's fury, but also give a heartfelt applause to the brave hearts who risked it all to save all those in danger. A NEWS9 report.
शोल्डर 18
पॉकेट कौन सी साइड?
साउथ वेस्ट फेसिंग।
साउथ वेस्ट।
ओह नो, फ्लैट
3 BHK है मैम।
घर बेचने का भूत सवार। लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायोस।
ये फुटबॉल है, क्रिकेट नहीं।
सीलिंग शॉट जानते हो?
हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट, सीलिंग शॉट नहीं।
नो सीलिंग शॉट मेरा शॉट। सीलिंग शॉट इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट, एक स्ट्रोक में सब कुछ ब्राइट। इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट।
Indigo, introducing Suzuki Connect, an advanced telematics solution with live vehicle tracking, emergency alerts, driving behavior, preventive functional alert, and much more. Suzuki Connect, advanced telematics solution.
This program is co-sponsored by
Renault Kwid, live for more.
125cc engine, superior mileage, Suzuki Access 125, come Peter.
15 days I'll see that the report is on my table.
KSPCB had sought 15 days time to receive Jigni lakes, but 15 days later, reality is entirely different.
That process will take 2 or 3 months.
Now, Lakshman KSPCB chairman seeks 3 months time to revive lakes. After days of a girl committing suicide at Cubbon Park, rumours of the park getting haunted making the rounds, but joggers and walkers stay defiant, continue to use the park. Next time a new visit to government hospital for medicines, B.W. Shaw stocks at different government hospitals are full of old and mediocre medicines. And on the occasion of the 347th Aradhane Mahotsava of Raghavendra Swami, former Prime Minister Deve Gowda and his wife seek blessings, pray for the welfare of land. Hello and welcome, you're watching The Big Bang with me, Neha Hebale. Well, 2 weeks ago, we told you how polluted the lakes in Jigni were. From animals to poison in these lakes, the waters of these lakes were entirely unfit for drinking or other purposes. Then when we spoke to the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, they promised that in a matter of just 15 days, they would solve the issue. But today, that is on the 15th day later, how is the situation? NEWS9 did a follow-up on the story, and this is the hard reality we found out.
Kumar Organics and others continue polluting Jigni Lake. Don't these companies know about the consequences? Hundreds of people continue to suffer. Isn't there an end to people's problems? "15 days and still no action."
Why I'm telling we'll constitute a special team which can really crack down on this entire thing. Identify the root cause.
By when can we expect
Within 15 days, I'll see that the report is on my table.
The Jigni Lake that recently made headlines for its dying state continues to remain the same, or rather has gotten worse. The surrounding companies like Kumar Organics and a few others have been letting out pollutants into the lake, and the ones who face the brunt of it are the hundreds of people in the vicinity. On Monday evening, a few residents were passing by, and that was when they saw harmful effluents being let into the lake. And when they questioned the company staff, they said it was the rainwater. Our correspondent Prajwal was at the spot, and here is the exact story narrated by the eyewitnesses.
It goes on to show that these people have not taken any sort of action, because last evening it rained cats and dogs here. It rained heavily over here, and what happened was the factories that we had pointed out again released the chemical discharge, not only into the lakes this time, but they did that right on the roads and also into the drains. And we also have one of the sample where a tire factory released that water sample. So this is the sample that I am speaking, which was released last evening at around 4, between 4 to 4:30. Yeah, between 4 to 4:30. This is from the tire factory. And now the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board claims that all is well, nothing has happened at all. And if you see that these people were the ones who had, collected all the samples. Let's go across and speak to Mr. Nagraj. Let's ask him what happened yesterday. We are speaking about yesterday, not 10 days ago, not 12 or not 15 days ago, yesterday.
Sir, ಇದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮಳೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಕೋನಸಂದ್ರ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಟೈರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಅವರು ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಸರ್. ಇದೇ ವಾಟರ್ ಸರ್, ಇದೇ ವಾಟರು, ಇದೇ ಬಾಟಲ್, ಇದೇ ನಾನೇ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಫೋಟೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದೇ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ನ.
ಗೇಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇದೇನಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ GM ಯಾರೋ ಇದ್ರು, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೈನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಮಳೆ ನೀರು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನೇ ಧಮಕಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
The Pollution Control Board was given 15 days time to file a report and take stock of the Jigni Lake. They were to send notices to the companies. So have they? KSPCB fails to give a report. How much more time does the KSPCB need?
And I have with me Pollution Control Board Chairperson Lakshman, who's on this himself. Says a committee has been constituted. They have been pressed into action. But what is the result of their inquiry or investigation so far, sir?
See, committee, after the constitution of the committee, they have already visited it twice, and the committee consists of the representative from MOF, and then the Central Pollution Control Board, and Central Groundwater Authority, and then our officers, and our Chief Environmental Officer is the chairman. So they already visited. They have to find out the cause for this contamination of this lake, and what are all the non-compliances, and overall discharging without the treatment.
Right, sir.
And they are going to visit one more. That's what they told. So once the report comes, so we will take stringent action.
Yes, but just previously Mr. Manoj said 15 days, but it's been way more than 15 days. And so far, what have your people on ground there found? Have they found that they are polluting or they aren't polluting?
First, we have to find out who is the custodian of the lake.
Yes.
And they have to prepare the DPR.
Okay.
Detailed project report and the costings, and then we'll call for the entire meeting in the overall the big industries and medium scale industries.
Right.
I'll only call for the meeting, and I will see that they are all put together and mobilize the whatever the funds is required to rejuvenate. That process will take 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months it will take. All right, sir. We are hoping that you live up to your promise, Mr. Lakshman. We are really looking forward for you to act on this because we've given you all the proof and evidence needed. Thank you so much. I have with me Mr. Lakshman, who is the chairperson of the Pollution Control Board, promising that within 15 days, soon after proper tests are done, checks are carried out, reports are on his table. In 15 days, there will be an answer coming in from the Pollution Control Board whether or not they're cancelling the licenses of these companies and how are they really going to regulate these companies to ensure that they don't pollute the lake and the area in Jigni furthermore.
So it now boils down to an additional 15 days that has been sought by the KSPCB. It still remains to be seen if the lake will be revived. Nabila and Prajwal for NEWS9.
Well, officials have failed to stand by their words and have not taken any action even after 15 days. Our correspondent Prajwal Prasad caught up with the officials who had come down to inspect the spot. Let's listen in to what exactly the officials had to say.
First and foremost, you from the KSPCB have come here, an environmental officer yourself. What did you find out from your fact findings? Because you gave them 15 days now. As you gave them 15 days, the problem is that they have shut down everything. You saw what happened. They have destroyed the evidence that you had to collect. So what is your first take on it? What have you found out?
Yeah, I visited to go around the lake and I observed some color and smell nuisance. I have submitted a report to our head office tomorrow itself with our recommendations. In the meantime, one of the committee already inspected. I am waiting for that report also. Board will take immediate action. I will.
Okay. So what did you find out on the outside, not the scientific terms, because these common layman people, they cannot understand the scientific terms. So what did you find out, sir, in layman's language?
I observed smell nuisance. The color of the lake water is kind of brownish and black. Some places I observed black. We will take action.
So then there are also pipes that is coming out from these companies. Some of them have been shut down, some of them have not been shut down.
Okay.
And there is an NGT order saying that if the premises is not away 100 meters away, it should be shut down immediately. You can take immediate action. Okay. Even in Orissa in the year 2016, we saw that within 20 minutes their pollution control board shut down the industry. Okay. Why is such not quick action? Why is that action not being taken despite the fact that we have provided the proof?
Same thing I will submit it to our board office. Board will take definitely action.
Question is, 15 days are up. How many more days do you need, KSPCB? Please go ahead and answer. Mr. Lakshman, if you're also watching this broadcast, it is high time that I think that you should take action. Despite the fact that we have provided evidence, people are suffering from cancer. there is no sort of action that is being taken. All that is being done is these people are covering up their footprints, and that is being seen in the most rampant of ways. All said and done, we should wait whether the KSPCB will remain just a sleeping, a mere authority who will just not work for the people, or will they actually go ahead, work for the people and prove all their allegations wrong. With camera person Ramesh, Prajwal Prasad reporting for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, we have been broadcasting the continuous telecast of the Jigni Lakes. So why is the KSPCB not really acting? And at least now, after having sought 15 more days of time, will they really wake up? Well, that remains to be seen. But you keep watching our continuous broadcast. Well, moving on now, a man went to the police station and lodged a complaint against his missing wife. But there was a twist in this case. What was it? We show you.
This 26-year-old man named Shamim Jamal from West Bengal settled in Bengaluru 8 years ago near Chocolate Factory Road along with his wife. Earlier this month on 16th, Shamim filed a complaint to Madiwala police station stating that his wife had been abducted by Hussain and is also demanding a ransom of 1 lakh rupees. During the investigation, cops found out that Shamim along with his friend Payal Devikar conspired to kidnap his wife and hid her in a room. She was hid behind a construction building in Maruti Nagar along with Payal Devikar. So, why did Shamim kidnap his wife? Shamim secretly married 2 women, and on the fateful day his second wife found out that he had already been married and she was his second wife. Realizing that Shamim had cheated on her, she left him to be with Hussain. This angered Shamim, and that's when he planned to kidnap his wife and lodged a complaint against Hussain.
ಒಂದು ಲೇಡಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಪಾಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಳನ್ನ ಕರೆಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಳ ಜೊತೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಡಿವಾಳದ ಕಡೆನೇ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ರೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಕುಲಂಕುಷವಾಗಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿ ಇದು ಇವನೇ ಒಂದು ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹುಸೇನ್ಗನ್ನ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಅವನು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಇದಾಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಸ್ನ ಅವನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅವರು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ದಾಖಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲವು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು IP ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವನನ್ನೇ ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದ ಅವನನ್ನೇ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಪಾಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ.
Now, the police have filed a suo moto case on the duo and arrested them. Gautam for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, in a shocking incident, a monstrous son gouged out his father's eyes in a fit of rage, and the victim has been identified as 65-year-old Paramesh. Now, the son Chetan had an argument with his father over property dispute. Now, also what we are given to understand is that Paramesh's wife passed away last month, and since then, the father and son had multiple fights and arguments over property. Now, Chetan is reportedly a drug addict and a womanizer as well. Now, the JP Nagar police have taken Chetan into custody and a case has been registered at the police station.
ನನ್ನ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ ಚೇತನ್ ಇದು 281/1 ಮನೆಗೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಅತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳ ಆಯ್ತು ಮುಂದೆ ತಿರೋಯ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮುಂಚೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಿಸಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಪಾಪುಗೆ 5.5 ವರ್ಷ ನನ್ನ ಪಾಪು ಏಜು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾವ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಬೇಕಂತ ಈ ಥರ ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗವರು? ನಿಮಗೇನಾಗಬೇಕು?
ನನ್ನ ಅಳಿಯ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ.
ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಡಿದವರು
ಅವ್ರ ಮಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಅವ್ರ ಮಗ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಹೆಸರೇನು ಅವ್ರ ಮಗ ಹೆಸರು?
ಚೇತನ್, ಅಭಿಷೇಕ್ ಚೇತನ್
ಅಂತ. ತಂದೆ ಹೆಸರು?
ತಂದೆ ಹೆಸರು SS ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ.
Well, definitely shocking, the things that people can do for money and property. But moving on now, the park is the best place to be it for lovers or for the ones who love to go walking, jogging, or even just to do exercise. Now, what if the place turns out to be haunted? Well, here is more on the story.
We have all heard stories of ghosts and devils, and it scares most of the people. Now, what if that one park you used to use for jogging and walking seems to be haunted? Earlier this week, Santoshi hanged herself to a tree in Kabban Park. And during the investigation, it came to light that she killed herself as her parents didn't agree for her marriage with her loved one Naresh. Instead of fighting the consequence, Santoshi took the extreme step by killing herself. Now, that's when people started to spread the message that this place is haunted. Is Kabban Park haunted? After this incident, people started to tell stories that this place is haunted. Why is this park haunted? People started to tell that Santoshi couldn't fulfill her desire, and that's why she's troubling those who walk by the area, including her lover Naresh. It isn't clear as to who and how the message was spread, but now people believe this place is haunted.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂತ ದೆವ್ವ ಅದೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸು ಟ್ವೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ನಡೀತು, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಯಾರೂ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುತ್ಕೊತಿದ್ರು, ಲವರ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿರೋ ಇದೇ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೀನರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕುತ್ಕೊತಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಥರದ್ದೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟಿಂದ ಯಾರೂ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
Even till date, people are scared to walk around the area where Santoshi hung herself to a tree. People even say that security guards too aren't letting anyone to walk by the area. Umesh for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
Well, we step into a short break here. Don't go anywhere as Big Bang continues on the other side.
Ready for anything. The new feature-loaded Renault Kwid. Renault, passion for life.
Shoulder 18.
पॉकेट कौन सी साइड?
साउथ वेस्ट फेसिंग.
साउथ वेस्ट.
Oh no, flat. 3 BHK है मैम.
घर बेचने का भूत सवार. लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायोस.
ये फुटबॉल है, क्रिकेट नहीं.
सीलिंग शॉट जानते हो?
हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट. सीलिंग शॉट नहीं.
No. सीलिंग शॉट मेरा शॉट. सीलिंग शॉट इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट. एक स्ट्रोक में सब कुछ ब्राइट. इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट. इंडिगो.
जब किचन में हो कुचीना
तो हर कोई बनाना चाहेगा खाना.
कुचीना.
He tried to keep his marital status a secret. But he was running out of time and lies. And finally, his master plan backfired. 2 wives, 1 secret.
Welcome back. Now, politicians and representatives are known to have a bad public opinion for their dishonest behavior. But here is one corporator who spoke the truth in front of a BBMP council in which the mayor revealed the truth of most corporators. Take a look.
Tobacco Control Board gives a PowerPoint presentation on ill effects of tobacco. Corporator reveals truth about fellow colleagues who smoke near office. Mayor tells the council to correct themselves first.
ಧೂಮಪಾನದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನರ ಮೃತ್ಯು ಕಾರಣವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಪರೋಕ್ಷ ಧೂಮಪಾನ.
HSR layout corporator Gurumurthy dropped names of the people who smoke cigarettes near the office premises in front of the mayor Sampath Raj.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋರಮಂಗಲ ಚಂದ್ರಪ್ಪನವರು ಬಹಳ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್.
He accused Kormangla corporator Chandrappa, Manjunath and a number of other corporators of smoking in the gullies. On listening to his complaint, the whole council burst into laughter. Today at the BBMP council meeting, the Tobacco Control Board instructed the council to ban tobacco and start a tobacco harm awareness campaign. The Tobacco Control Board gave a PowerPoint presentation at the council meeting regarding the number of tobacco related deaths and how they need to create awareness to the people so as to avoid the use of tobacco. Soon after the presentation got over, the corporators acted innocent and told the mayor to ban tobacco as children get addicted to it and spoil their lives. On observing all this, corporator Gurumurthy admitted that he consumed areca nuts. Chandrappa, Manjunath Raj, Umesh Shetty all smoked cigarettes. He complained saying the officers smoked in and around the council building itself.
ನಾನು ಬೀಡ ತಿಂತೀನಿ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಸಾದಾ ಬೀಡಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋರ್ಮಂಗಲ ಚಂದ್ರಪ್ಪನವರು ಭಾಳ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರೂ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್
ಚಂದ್ರಪ್ಪನ
ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ರಾಜು ಇವರು ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಸುತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಿಡಗಳ ಪಕ್ಕ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಫೀಸರ್ಗಳಂತೂ ಆ ಪಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲೇ ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗಮನ ನೀವು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್.
Mayor, on witnessing all this, told the council that they had to correct themselves first. He announced a ban on smoking near the BBMP council area.
ನಾವೇ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಸ್ಲಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ವಿಷಯ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಮುಂದಿನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಅವರು ಇದಾದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
All in all, the Palike member has admitted that corporators themselves have flaws in them which they have to correct before preaching to the people. Muttappa for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
Well, definitely an issue that had to be highlighted there for a very long time. But moving on now, old buildings in the city have been posing a threat to the lives of people living in them and those living nearby as well. The BBMP is geared up to conduct an audit of all such old structures across the city. Take a look.
Many old buildings around the city are in a dilapidated condition and have been posing threat to the lives of the people. BBMP has conducted an audit of old buildings and structure to prevent them from crumbling down and triggering tragedies. Notification issued to allow audition of old structure. The civic body is to allow audition of old buildings that are in a dilapidated state. Engineers are to carry out the audit in their respective wards and submit a descriptive report on the whole. The report submitted by the engineers will be analysed, and based on it, the owners of the buildings will have to carry out needed repairs to strengthen the building.
We have seen many buildings falling down because of the due to over age and not in a good condition. So our commissioner and we have ordered that all wards wise they have structural auditing to see what is the condition, and if it is a bigger house which they can afford, we will give them. Our engineers will warn them, saying that a building is going to fall and your life is in danger.
Action not yet decided. BBMP officials have not yet come to a decision regarding the action that has to be taken on those who fail to carry out the needed repairs despite notices.
No, that has not been framed. Now we give an awareness that they be careful about themselves.
It is indeed a good move by the civic agency to chart out old structures and see if they can be renovated. For if the structures are frail and collapse, it ultimately leads to death and chaos. A NEWS9 report.
Well, we can only hope that the BBMP does take that extra step forward and starts to demolish all the dilapidated buildings across the city. Well, moving on now, one of the greenest cities at one time, Bengaluru today is nothing but a concrete desert. The green cover has come down from 68.2% in 1973 to 6.46% in 2017. The reduction in the green cover, which has led to many problems, including the rise in temperature, is mainly due to the skewed concept of development. And yet, the authorities have learnt no lessons at all. They continue to cut down the trees recklessly under the guise of development. Here is a peep into their plans and the consequences.
Over the last 45 years, Bengaluru has lost 62% of its green cover. The denudation of the green cover has led to many problems, including depletion of groundwater levels and increase in pollution and radiation. And with civic consciousness rising, there has been resistance to the horrific concept of developing housing and infrastructure at the cost of nature. In the recent past, the authorities have tried to stem resistance from environmental activists and conscious citizens by offering to transplant the trees they cut for infrastructural development. So, what has happened to the trees that have been transplanted with great fanfare? Sadly, the trees which have been transplanted are dying without any nourishment or care. BBMP gives the excuse of transplantation to chop down trees. Transplanted trees are dying without nourishment. Is BBMP in cahoots with the timber mafia? Metro construction at the MG Road junction saw a lot of opposition by the people as BBMP had to cut down many trees. So, the BBMP and the Forest Department transplanted the trees from MG Road to Putenhalli Lake in JP Nagar, but not one tree has survived. Palike officers cut down more than 30 trees during the Jayanagar Road widening and transplanted them. These trees, which are at present behind the JP Nagar Dodda Ganesha temple, are in a dire state. Nature lovers squarely blame the BBMP officers for the sad state of the transplanted trees.
ಜೈಮಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ಕಡೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಹಾಕಿದ ಮರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಮರಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದೆ, ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ACF ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಇಲ್ಲ ವಿಜಯ್, ಜೈಮಲ್ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಅದು ಇದು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡೋಲ್ಲ, ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ನೋಡಿ ನೆರಳು ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಸರಿಗೆ ನೆರಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಸಿಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಕೆಲವು ಮರಗಳು ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಜನನ ಕಣ್ಣೋರ್ಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಥರ ತಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಎಸ್ದೋದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ.
As many as 171 trees that were cut during the widening of the Jaimahal Road were transplanted in park next to the RV College, but the trees have died for lack of proper nourishment. Trees need to be cared and nourished after a transplant, just like a human needs care after an operation, or else their death is certain. BBMP officers have paid no attention to which trees can be transplanted and which cannot. They are just on a roll to transplant every tree. Nature lovers allege that the BBMP doesn't transplant valuable trees but chop them off and sell it to the timber mafia. When we spoke to the mayor, he said he would call a meeting to address the issue.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಸುಮಾರು ವಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ರಂಬೆಗಳನ್ನ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಆಯುಕ್ತರ ಹತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನ ಕರೆದು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತಂಡಗಳನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
The BBMP needs to understand that the answer to this mess is not cutting trees and transplanting them. The answer lies in no cutting trees. Elsewhere in the more environmental conscious world, cutting trees is a virtual sin. If we don't protect trees, our own lives are in danger. The sooner we realize it, the better. Kiran for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
Well, such a sad state of affairs there, and we can only hope that at least now the BBMP does something on the green front and helps these trees come back to life. Well, moving on now, medicines are lifesavers, medicines are healers, and medicines act as a shield by protecting us from diseases. But what if the concerned authorities supply low quality or mediocre medicines that could kill you?
All of us are health conscious. We do take care of ourselves by having healthy food, doing yoga, walking and jogging to stay fit and healthy. Despite our efforts to stay fit and strong, sometimes we fall sick, and one of the ways to get cured is through medicines. But what if these life-saving medicines become deadly for consumption? Yes, it's true. If sources are to be believed, the Health and Family Welfare Department hasn't called for a tender for medicines in the last 2 years.
ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಔಷಧಿಗಳ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ ತುಂಬ ಕಳಪೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಬಹುತೇಕ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಔಷಧಿಗಳನ್ನೇ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಂಕಜ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಪಾಂಡೆ ಅಂತ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ನ ಆಯುಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೋದರೆ ಅವರು ಕೈಗೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಬಾಯಿಗೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಮಾತಂತೂ ಆಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ, ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗಂತೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರೋಪ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಂದ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಡನಾಟ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತದಂತ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಟೈಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದು ತುರ್ಕಾಕ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮೆಡಿಸನ್ನು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಹೆಂಗೋ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಗೋಲ್ಮಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೊರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ.
As they haven't called for tender for the past 2 years, every government hospital is forced to spend nearly rupees 1 lakh to get emergency medicines. Why has the department not called for a tender? The reason being is that time and again, Commissioner for the Health and Family Welfare Department is being appointed frequently. Now, citizens are furious over the carelessness of the officials for not taking any kind of action and providing poor quality medicines at government hospitals. So far, no one complained that there is a lack of medicines in government hospitals. We will call for a tender as soon as possible. I am new to this position, and if there's any grievance, I will address it immediately. What's more shocking is even in CAG reports, it is clearly mentioned that the medicines being supplied to Karnataka are not as per standards. This itself is a clear indication that the authorities in charge are working for commission, and that's the reason they have an alleged tie-up with select companies. Shivraj Kumar for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
Well, people are lining up to visit Mantralaya to offer their prayers to Raghavendra Swami on the auspicious occasion of Aradhana. But those who were unable to visit Mantralaya visited the different Guru Raghavendra Mutts in Bengaluru and offered their prayers. Here's more.
Devotees line up at the Raghavendra Mutts. It's Raghavendra Swami's 347th Aradhana Mahotsav. Raghavendra Swami entered Vrindavana this day. The temple was adorned with varieties of flowers. Oil lamps were lit all over the temple. There was a whole stream of devotees lining up in Bengaluru to get the darshana of their Guru. The Sri Raghavendra Mutt in Jayanagar 5th block had organized special celebrations. Ex-PM Devagowda and his wife Chennamma visited the temple.
ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳು ಅವರು 347 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅವರು ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅದೊಂದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದ ದಿವಸ. ಆ ದಿನ ಅವರು ಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡೀ ಮಾನವ ಕುಲಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವಚನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ಕೊಂಡೇನೆ ಬಂದಂಥ ಭಕ್ತಾದಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
The temples were decorated beautifully both on the inside and outside.
ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರ ಆರಾಧನಾ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಆರಾಧನಾ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಗೆ ಹಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಜಾತಿಯ ಭೇದ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಭಕ್ತರು ಸಹ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರ ಆರಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಜಾತ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ರಾಯರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರು ನಮತಾಂ ಕಾಮಧೇನವೇ. ಯಾರು ರಾಯರನ್ನು ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಭಜಿಸ್ತಾರೋ, ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾರೋ, ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವುದೂ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
People in Bengaluru left with a sense of satisfaction and happiness after paying obeisance to their Guru. Shruti for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
अब जी भर के तारे चुनो क्योंकि द ग्रेट डायमंड सेल इज हियर. 20% ऑफ ऑन ऑल डायमंड्स. तनिष्क.
लफद्दुलाल समझे, मंथली रिफिल का मतलब हर महीने की दवाइयाँ अपने आप घर पे भेज दी जाती है.
It's the change that excites you. The never done before drives you. The long stretches, the endless lanes. Watch in all as you walk through. You are the seeker of new. We create to inspire. Introducing the new Ciaz. Nexa. create, inspire.
She was a married woman with 2 kids. She found a new love in her life. But her lover had other plans. Husband's pride, paramour's envy.
This program is co-sponsored by
Galaxy J8.
Indigo Bright Ceiling Paint.
You're watching Wanted with me, Jonathan. You would have heard many stories of men with multiple wives. Our story also falls in the bracket. Here, a man had 2 wives, and wait, also a girlfriend. Neither wife knew about the other, but his secret came out in the open. Not because the wives found out the secret, but their husband gave it away with his foolishness. Here's more. Take a look at this man on screen. His name is Shamim Jamal. He is the one we were talking about. Shamim, an embroidery artist, worked in Bengaluru. He hails from West Bengal but had settled in the city 8 years ago. Before we go ahead with this story, we told you that his secret was out because of his foolishness. We will tell you that story first. August 16th, 2018. Shamim rushed to the Madiwala police station on August 16th and lodged a complaint. My wife is missing. I suspect she has been kidnapped. Yes, he lodged a missing complaint of his wife Anisa. And wait, he also named a suspect. He said that he suspected one of his friends named Hussein. Shamim told the cops that he had financial dispute with Hussein and he had threatened to abduct his wife if he did not pay a certain amount.
ಇವರು ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಜಮಾಲ್ ಮಡಿವಾಳದ ಹತ್ರ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು ಈ ಜಮಾಲ್ನ ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಟಿನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಟಿನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿಯಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶಿವಾಜಿನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಶಿವಾಜಿನಗರದ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ಪತ್ನಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಫುಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಸ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಠಾಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಂತರ ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ ಬೋಳೆತಿನ್ ಮಡಿವಾಳ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ರು ಅವರು ಕೈಗೆತ್ಕೊತಾರೆ.
The Madiwala cops immediately registered a case and began a hunt for Hussein. They nabbed Hussein and subjected him to interrogation. But to their surprise, Hussein refuted the charge and claimed complete innocence. This confused the cops. They took Anisa's phone number and checked her call records. They traced her last call to another woman named Payal. The cops were confused as the plot did not match Shamim's version. They then traced Payal's location to a lodge of Maruti Nagar in Madiwala limits. The cops reached the lodge and to their dismay found that it was under renovation. The cops left the place and again checked the tar location of Payal's number. The location pointed to the same lodge again. The cops then stepped in the lodge and found that it was not only the reception area that was under renovation and the rooms were operational. They immediately inquired the lodge staff and they revealed that 2 women were staying in one of the rooms. The cops immediately went to the room and knocked on the door. And once the door was opened, they found not just Payal but also Shamim's wife Anisa. This was a double bonanza for the cops. They had solved the case and found the missing woman. The cops took Payal and Anisa to the Madiwala police station. The cops then asked Anisa who kidnapped her and what Payal's role was in it. This question puzzled Anisa. Anisa was not aware that she was kidnapped. She was asked to stay with Payal. This took the cops by surprise. They turned their attention towards Payal and asked her who was behind this drama. The cops expected Hussein's name to come up, but to their surprise, Payal revealed that the kidnap plan was the brainchild of none other than Anisa's husband Shamim Jamal. Shocking, isn't it? Yes, Shamim was the mastermind of Anisa going missing. Why would a man fake his wife's kidnap? Here is the story behind the conspiracy. It is a tale of two wives. Yes, Shamim Jamal has neither great looks nor huge property. Yes, he has two wives. He was first married to Shamima 8 years ago and has a 5-year-old son with her. Shamim and Anisa from Maida district in West Bengal. Shamim trapped Anisa, a college-going girl, when he used to visit his native place. Shamim hid his marital status and declared that he was an eligible bachelor. Anisa fell for his antics and accepted his proposal. Shamim did not stop flirting with her. He also proposed marriage and married Anisa in West Bengal around 8 months ago. He left Anisa in West Bengal and came to Bengaluru and continued living with his first wife. He travelled to West Bengal often to visit Anisa. He told his first wife that he was visiting his old parents, and the poor woman believed her husband. His sail in 2 boats was going on smoothly, but a sudden wave crushed his plans. Anisa made a sudden visit to Bengaluru. Anisa decided it was enough of staying away from her husband and landed in the city without informing him. Shamim was in a fix. He quickly arranged for a rented accommodation for her. Anisa stayed alone in the house and Shamim used to visit her regularly. Meanwhile, Anisa befriended a man near her house, and it was none other than Shamim's colleague and friend Hussein. Both started talking to each other, and this made Shamim burn with jealousy. He wanted to teach Hussein a lesson which would keep him away from his wife. He wanted to put an end to their relation, and then he came up with a bizarre plan. He asked Anisa to stay with his friend Payal for some days. He shifted Payal and Anisa to a lodge in Maruti Nagar.
ಎರಡನೇ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಡಿತಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಎರಡನೇ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇವನು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ಅದೇ ಎಂಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಹುಸೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವನು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಇವನು ಗಂಡ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಶಮೀಮ್ ಜಮಾಲ್, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೈದಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಬಂದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಪಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವನು ಹೆಂಡ್ತಿನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಶಿವಾಜಿನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಾಡ್ಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಲಾಡ್ಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವನಿಗೆ ಇದೇ ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಶಮೀಮು, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲೇಡಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಪಾಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಅವಳನ್ನ ಕರೆಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಳ ಜೊತೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಡಿವಾಳದ ಕಡೆನೇ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ರೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ.
He then cooked up the kidnap story and named Hussein as the suspect. He thought that by doing that, Hussein would back off and keep away from Anisa. But his plan backfired miserably. It not only landed him in trouble with police, but also exposed to both his wives how they were cheated. The cops arrested Shamim on charges of lodging a fake complaint, illegal confinement of his wife, and several other charges. They also arrested Payal for helping Shamim.
ಕೂಲಂಕುಷವಾಗಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿ ಇದು ಇವನೇ ಒಂದು ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹುಸೇನ್ಗನ್ನ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಅವನು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಇದಾಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಿಡ್ನ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಸ್ನ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅವರು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ದಾಖಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲವು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು IP ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವನನ್ನೇ ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದ ಅವನನ್ನೇ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಪಾಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ.
Shamim probably thought that it was easy to fool the city cops, just as he did with his two wives. But little did he realize that he was nowhere close. He is now behind bars and his two wives are together deciding their next move to teach him a lesson. Gautam Sheth for News 9, Bengaluru.
शोल्डर 18 पॉकेट कौन सी साइड?
साउथ वेस्ट फेसिंग।
साउथ वेस्ट।
ओह नो, फ्लैट 3 BHK है मैम।
घर बेचने का भूत सवार। लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायर्स।
It's the change that excites you. The never done before drives you. The long stretches, the endless lanes. Watch in awe as you walk through. You are the seeker of new. We create to inspire. Introducing the new Ciaz. Nexa. Create. Inspire.
Nexa. लफदुलाल समझे। मंथली रिफिल का मतलब हर महीने की दवाइयाँ अपने आप घर पे भेज दी जाती है।
We have seen many cases in which partners after marriage have broken their relationships to embrace a new love in their lives. Well, such stories are often breezy, romantic thrillers where differences are solved amicably. The story that we are going to narrate comes under the category. Then, wondering why it has found a place in our crime special? Take a look. We told you that this is a story where a partner chose to elope with a newfound love. You must be wondering that such stories occur only in an urban setting. But in this case, the story is from a remote village named Dugavati in Harapanahalli Taluk in Davanagere district. The main character of our story is Lakshmava in her late 20s. Lakshmava, a resident of Dugavati village, was married to Mahantesh from the same village. Theirs was an arranged marriage and the couple had 2 children. Theirs was a picture-perfect family. The couple had no differences and led a happy and contented life. Everything seems to be going right for the family, but it was only until August 27, 2018, Lakshmava's husband, Mahantesh, received a call saying Lakshmava had consumed poison and was battling for her life near a pond in Shiraganahalli, a neighboring village. Mahantesh rushed to the spot along with his relatives. He hoped and prayed that it would turn out to be a prank call, but to his dismay, it was not. Lakshmava lay on the ground foaming from her mouth. Mahantesh and his relatives were shocked to see Lakshmava in such a state. They immediately rushed her to the Telagi government hospital. The doctors gave her a preliminary treatment but asked Mahantesh to immediately shift her to the district government hospital for further treatment. Mahantesh followed their advice, but the government hospital was a long way. He then decided to admit her in a private hospital nearby. But it was too late. Lakshmava succumbed at the hospital. Mahantesh and Lakshmava's family were shocked at the turn of the events. They had seen Lakshmava hale and hearty last night, but lay dead the next morning. The entire village was taken aback over the sudden turn of events. Mahantesh walked to the police station and lodged a complaint. And here is where the story took a completely U-turn. Mahantesh did not lodge a suicide case. It was a murder case. Yes, you heard that right. The story until now must have looked like Lakshmava had consumed poison. But no, here is the part that went behind the scenes. Lakshmava's controversial past. Lakshmava was leading a happy life with her husband and kids. She had everything a wife could ask for: a loving husband, good in-laws, and 2 cute kids. But her life completely changed when one person entered the scene. He is Nagaraj, a 24-year-old youth from the neighboring Tumbigere village. Nagaraj worked as a JCB driver in the construction industry. Nagaraj was young and earned well from his profession. He also bought a bike and rode on the streets like a hero on screen. There was a house under construction next to Lakshmava's. Nagaraj worked at the site as a JCB driver. That is when Nagaraj got acquainted with Lakshmava. Both started talking to each other, and soon the bond grew stronger. An acquaintance turned to friendship, and they developed a liking to each other. Nagaraj completed his work at the site but did not stop visiting the village. And it's anybody's guess what the reason was. Nagaraj rode his bike and visited Dugavati only to meet Lakshmava. He used to pick her up on his bike and went on long drives just as the couples in movies. Lakshmava was smitten by his energy and excitement. She fell for him and both started an affair. Their closeness to each other attracted Mahantesh and his family's attention. They objected to the relationship. Mahantesh even brought this to the notice of Lakshmava's parents. They too counseled her and asked her to mind her marital status. But Lakshmava ignored their advice and went on with her relationship with Nagaraj. August 26th, 10 p.m. Nagaraj and Lakshmava decided to take their relationship to the next level. They understood that neither society nor the families would approve their relation. Nagaraj too had it enough and asked Lakshmava to leave her family and go away with him. Lakshmava agreed and she left the house on Sunday, August 26th night on the pretext of visiting a neighbor. But it was not the neighbor, but Nagaraj who was fighting for her with his bike. In true filmy style, Lakshmava stepped on his bike and Nagaraj drove away with her. Mahantesh visited for Lakshmava to return, but his wait only got longer. He smelled something wrong and informed Lakshmava's parents that she was missing from the house. They suspected that Lakshmava had eloped with Nagaraj. Mahantesh, along with Lakshmava's father and relatives, searched for her all night, but their search proved futile. They returned the next morning to their house, and that was when Mahantesh received a call saying Lakshmava had consumed poison. And guess what? The caller was none other than Nagaraj. The cops were surprised at this twist. Nagaraj was absconding, but the cops traced him with help from his family. The police took Nagaraj into custody, and that is when the facts came tumbling out. Nagaraj raped and poisoned Lakshmava. Yes, you heard that right. Lakshmava, who was smitten by Nagaraj's youthful antics, did not realize that a monster hid in him. She believed him and decided to elope with him. She got onto his bike, hoping to live a dream life. But her expectations proved wrong in a single night. Nagaraj took her to a secluded location in Shiraganahalli and sexually abused her. Lakshmava's world was shattered. Lakshmava realized that developing a relationship with Nagaraj was a mistake. She threatened to expose him, and that is when Nagaraj decided to eliminate her. He force-fed poison to her and left her near the pond in the open to die.
ಹಲವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ದುಗ್ಗಾವತಿ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಹಾಂತೇಶನವರು ಹಲವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದೂರನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ದೂರಿನನ್ವಯ ನಾವು FIR ನಂಬರ್ 190/18 ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 363, 376, 302 ಮತ್ತು SC ST ಅಟ್ರಾಸಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೇಸನ್ನು ದಾಖಲು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇನೆಂಟ್ ಮಹಾಂತೇಶ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಡತಿಯನ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಆರೋಪಿ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅನ್ನೋನು ಕಿಡ್ನಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮರ್ಡ್ರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಮರ್ಡ್ರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಅಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ದೂರನ್ನು ದಾಖಲು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
The Halavagalu police arrested Nagaraj and produced him to the court. He was sent to judicial custody. He confessed to the crime, but the cops are investigating to find out if there were any other motives for the murder.
ದಾಖಲು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದರ ತನಿಖೆ, ಇದು ಅಟ್ರಾಸಿಟಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು DSP ಹರಪನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಮೃತರ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು, ಶವ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಆರೋಪಿ ಏನು ನಾಗರಾಜನನ್ನು ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗ ಬಂಧನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಮ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಕೇಸು ಇನ್ನೂ ತನಿಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ತನಿಖೆ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
The cops are waiting for the post-mortem and the FSL reports to collect more evidence.
ನಾಗರಾಜನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಂಗ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿಯಾಗಿ ಆರೋಪಿ ತಪ್ಪೊಪ್ಪಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಈ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇನ್ನೂ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕೆಲವು ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಇದು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕಾಲ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Mahantesh and Lakshmava's family was aware that Lakshmava was close to Nagaraj, but hoped she would become wise and things would settle down. Lakshmava chose to ignore their pleas to end their relationship with Nagaraj. She braved the odds for what she thought was happiness, but little did she realize that her newfound love was death in the form of a human. Basavaraj Dodamani for NEWS9, Davanagere.
Jumping over mountains, diving into oceans and saving the world. That is not action. Action is scaling new heights, lighting up the world, and discovering new battlefields. Space, style, power. Honda WRV, the heart of action.
Ready for anything. The new feature-loaded Renault Kwid. Renault, passion for life.
The 15-day deadline of Pollution Control Board ended, but nothing has changed. Factories continue to release chemical effluents into the lakes. Shameless KSPCB fails to keep up its promise to address the issue within 15 days. Asks for 15 more days to keep up its promise. Support pours in for Siddaramaiah to become Chief Minister yet again. Despite clarifications, politicos also back Siddaramaiah as Chief Minister. BBMP has finally woken up. The monsoon has pushed Palike into cutting trees and branches that pose a risk to people. Shocking details revealed. Medicines at government hospitals are of low quality. What's worse, even a tender has not been called for in the last 2 years. As things return to normalcy in Kodagu, work is happening at a fast pace. DC Vidya fumes at the officials who are dragging their feet on the rehabilitation work. Congress President Rahul Gandhi visits flood-affected Kerala, felicitates saviors of the floods and speaks to the victims. As he says, he was disappointed by the response of the centre on Kerala. Bizarre theory floats around in Bengaluru. Some commuters claim they are being harassed by a ghost in Cubbon Park. DMK gets a new president. A smooth takeover for MK Stalin as he is unanimously elected as the party president after several decades of his father being the president of the party. And a horrific incident in Bengaluru. Man gouges out the eyes of his father in a fit of rage after an argument over property. Hello and welcome to News 9 with me, Adarsh Vepachedu. 2 weeks ago, we told you how polluted the lakes of Jigni were. From animals to prison, the waters of these lakes were entirely unfit for drinking or other purposes. Then, when we spoke to the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, they promised that in a matter of 15 days, they would solve the issue. But today, that is on the 15th day, how is the situation? News 9 did a follow-up on the story, and this is what we found out. Take a look.
Kumar Organics and others continue polluting Jigni Lake. Don't these companies know about the consequences? Hundreds of people continue to suffer. Isn't there an end to people's problems? "15 days and still no action."
Why I'm telling we'll constitute a special team which can really crack down on this entire thing, identify the root cause.
By when can we expect
Within 15 days, I'll see that the report is on my table.
The Jigni Lake that recently made headlines for its dying state continues to remain the same, or rather has gotten worse. The surrounding companies like Kumar Organics and a few others have been letting out pollutants into the lake, and the ones who face the brunt of it are the hundreds of people in the vicinity. On Monday evening, a few residents were passing by, and that was when they saw harmful effluents being let into the lake. And when they questioned the company staff, they said it was the rainwater. Our correspondent Prajwal was at the spot, and here is the exact story narrated by the eyewitnesses.
It goes on to show that these people have not taken any sort of action, because last evening it rained cats and dogs here. It rained heavily over here, and what happened was the factories that we had pointed out again released the chemical discharge, not only into the lakes this time, but they did that right on the roads and also into the drains. And we also have one of the sample where a tire factory released that water sample. So this is the sample that I am speaking, which was released last evening at around 4, between 4 to 4:30. Yeah, between 4 to 4:30. This is from the tire factory. And now the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board claims that all is well, nothing has happened at all. And if you see that these people were the ones who had, collected all the samples. Let's go across and speak to Mr. Nagraj. Let's ask him what happened yesterday. We are speaking about yesterday, not 10 days ago, not 12 or not 15 days ago, yesterday.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮಳೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು ಕೊನಸಂದ್ರ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಟೈರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಅವರು ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಇದೇ ವಾಟರ್ ಸರ್, ಇದೇ ವಾಟರು, ಇದೇ ಬಾಟಲ್, ಇದೇ ನಾನೇ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಫೋಟೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದೇ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ನ.
ಗೇಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇದೇನಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ GMO ಯಾರೋ ಇದ್ರು, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೈನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಮಳೆ ನೀರು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನೇ ಧಮಕಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
The Pollution Control Board was given 15 days time to file a report and take stock of the Jigani Lake. They were to send notices to the companies. So have they? KSPCB fails to give a report. How much more time does the KSPCB need?
When I have with me Pollution Control Board Chairperson Lakshman, who's on this himself, says a committee has been constituted. They have been pressed into action. But what is the result of their inquiry or investigation so far, sir?
See, committee, after the constitution of the committee, they have already visited it twice. And the committee consists of the representative from MOF and then the Central Pollution Control Board and Central Groundwater Authority, and then our officers, and our Chief Environmental Officer is the chairman. So they already visited. They have to find out the cause for this contamination of this lake, and what are all the non-compliances, and overall discharging without the treatment.
Right, sir.
And they are going to visit one more. That's what they told. So once the report comes, so we will take stringent action.
Yes, sir, but just previously Mr. Manoj said 15 days, but it's been way more than 15 days. And so far, what have your people on ground there found? Have they found that they are polluting or they aren't polluting?
First, we have to find out who is the custodian of the lake.
Yes.
And they have to prepare the DPR.
Okay.
Detailed project report and the costings, and then we'll call for the entire meeting in the overall the big industries and medium scale industries.
Right.
I'll only